Now, the other people that she attended the interview with had all received their emails for the joining date. Even the ones that were before and after her had received their emails. Everyone. There was not one person except her left, um, to receive the joining date. And she's now wondering about what's going on. So she contacts the company and they just ask her to wait. She kind of does some research, speaks to her seniors. The seniors tell her that, sometimes even though the companies have offered you a job, until you get the joining date, you technically have not really got the job. That makes her so upset. That really disappoints her. All these months she worked hard and passed her exams and was really excited to start working as soon as they get the results. They had told her that they would send her the joining date email, and she's not received it. And now they're saying that, you probably have not got the job out of experience, her seniors. And she's extremely disappointed and upset and shares this with her mother. Her mother feels really bad because she feels like, why is my daughter going through struggle after struggle? Why is this happening to her? What is it? So she then remembers that there's this dua that her neighbor had shared, and she starts reciting it and tells her daughter to do so as well. Now, all her friends or her college mates who had received the joining date have started working. They started going to the training and everything is working fine for them. She contacts them and they say that there's not one person except you who did not receive the email. So it's literally just you. They're all getting trained and everything's working great in the company. I mean, in their training sessions. Nobody says that we've missed someone out or anything like that. She's really disappointed. That breaks her heart. And again, she's sharing this with her mother, and they both sat there crying and asking a lot to make it easy for them. So and she starts reciting this dua. One day she just sits with her mom and dad, and they both explain to her, look, we all know that whatever Allah does, there is a reason behind it. So just give your best. If not this, there's something else. Start looking for other jobs. And that kind of brings confidence in her. What she does is then, she keeps reciting the dua, and she starts looking for different opportunities online and here and there. She joins different groups. And she contacts different people to help her find the job, and she's giving her best. So she does attend a lot of interviews, but it's just not successful. Some of them she passes a few rounds, but it just doesn't work out by the end of it. And she one fine day she attends this one interview that but it's a completely different area, as in the job that she was interviewing for has nothing to do with what she has studied previously. But she goes for it anyway, and she goes for it and passes the first round. She's very happy that she was able to get through this. There were about 4 to 5 rounds, and she was able to pass all of them except the final round. She goes back home and sits with her mother and tells her, look, Mom, I understand that this is not what I have studied for the past 3-4 years, but I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. I've been giving my best. I've been trying my best. I've been going here, going there, looking for a job, trying to contact people, and now I just want to start working. And her mom says, that's fine. Just go ahead. Give your best. It doesn't matter. Maybe this is what Allah has written for you. it doesn't matter. If you think it's right, if you trust yourself, if you have prayed your Salat al-Hajat, pray your istikhara, and if you feel it's right, go ahead. Trust yourself. I trust you. Trust Allah and just go do it. If you get the job, you get the job. Leave it on Allah. And they both just sat there thinking and talking about everything, all of the struggles that she's been through. She used to change about 3 to 4 buses, travel for about 5 to 6 hours a day to different parts of the city, to completely opposite parts of the city, sometimes outside the city, and she would stay awake in the night looking for jobs. Her mom knew that she was exhausted, so she goes to the interview the next day, and her mom's sat there at home praying for her daughter, praying to Allah to make it easy for her, to give her ease. She's had to go through so many struggles, and now her mom was constantly praying to Allah while she was attending the interview to make it extremely easy for her, to not break her heart. She was praying to Allah to make sure that her daughter's heart does not break. So her daughter goes to the interview, and she sat there waiting for the person to call her in. They call her in the room, and they're going through HR rounds, and everything goes well. They ask her a few questions. She answers them brilliantly, with a lot of confidence, because this interview was basically, it was kind of easier than all of the other interviews, because this was this had nothing to do with her subject, but it was very general. So she's here answering all of the questions, and they're very impressed with her knowledge, with her skills, with her with the way she speaks, her communication skills. And sorry, I must have forgotten to add this before, but she was a hijabi as well, and this was a startup company. She's completed her round, and the person who conducted her interview goes to a different room and brings someone in to the room. And the person that they bring into the room introduces himself as the founder of the company, literally the founder, and he is the CEO of the company. And tells her that he is extremely, in fact, they're all extremely impressed with the way she has she has done all of her interview rounds, and they tell her that no one, in fact, we have around 200 to 300 people. It's a startup, and we just have 200 to 300 people working in the company, but none of them did as great as she has in these interviews, and she's so happy listening to that. So he then also tells her that they're very big on on diversity, and the fact that she wears a hijab as well is a plus point to her already existing knowledge and skills. And he tells her that he tells her that you will be the first hijabi person working in this company, and we are extremely excited to learn from you. That makes us so happy. It gives her a very positive feeling. So that's great then. And then they start talking about but she doesn't even realize that they end up talking about the offer they're gonna make, her salary and everything. And they tell her, okay, we're really happy to have you, really excited to have you, let's start from tomorrow. And it just strikes to her that she's not even spoken to her father about this. She always makes sure that she speaks to her father about these big decisions, not because she's not allowed to make decisions on her own, but she wants opinions. She wants a second opinion as well. So she asks for a minute to speak to her father, and calls him and just explains to him about all of this. Her father is happy for her, but he does tell her that, look, I'm really happy for you, and I was 110% sure that you would ace it. In fact, I know that you've aced all of the other interviews as well. It's just that Allah knows what's right for you. But as a father, I do need to tell you that this job that you're applying for, that you just got through, has nothing to do with the subject that you love, that you have studied for the 3 to 4 years. That kind of it doesn't upset her, but that kind of, it does not it's upset her, but it brings her down. She feels kind of low. So she goes back to the founder. The founder was literally discussing the salary with her. She goes back to him and says, look, I'm not able to start working from tomorrow, but can you give me 2 to 3 days? And he goes, well, we would have loved for you to start from tomorrow, but that's fine, we can wait. You can start from the next, I mean, you can, I think it was a Monday or something. So he goes, you can start from Thursday. And she's like, that's fine, that's great. She's then asked to, they offer her to go have lunch in their canteen. So she goes to the canteen and eats some of the food that they had there, and takes a cab back to back home, as she was really tired and could not. She was too exhausted to to change 3-4 buses. This was another thing where travel was a concern, as it would take around 1.5 hour, around 2 hours for her to reach the office from her home. She goes back home and is feeling really uneasy. She felt really uneasy. She felt very low, and just told her mom that she would go to bed. Her mom was kind of she was kind of confused. She did ask her, "We got the job. I'm really happy for you." The daughter thanks her mom, and she says, "Yeah, Alhamdulillah, I got the job, but I'm just feeling really uneasy. I'm just gonna go to bed for a bit." She takes a nap, wakes up feeling really exhausted and really sick. Her temperature's gone up, and she's feeling really uneasy in her stomach. She feels sick, and her mom's just really concerned. Her mom goes, "Are you okay? Well, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? I mean, can I?" And her mom brings her this and that, gives her medicine, and everything, but it doesn't seem to get better. She's just getting worse and worse, her health. So mom's really crying, and she's praying to Allah for a solution. What's happening? She's just really confused. And her daughter then, her daughter's crying in pain. She feels really sick. Her temperature is not coming down. She's having immense pain. She's feeling immense pain in her stomach. She's having a really bad headache. Her whole body feels weak. She's about to collapse. Her mother somehow manages to feed her some yogurt or something like that, and gives her some medicines and puts her to sleep. And with a lot of difficulty, she goes to sleep. Her mom closes the door, goes to her prayer mat, and breaks down. She cries to Allah the whole night. She's pleading Allah, she's begging Allah for a solution. She's not able to see her daughter in this situation. She just wants a solution now. So she's asking Allah, she's demanding from Allah to give her a solution, to ease her daughter's problems, to remove any sort of difficulty from her life. She sits there and recites the dua, recites Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Rabbi inni lima anzalta alayya min khairin fakhir. She recites this constantly. She recites the Durood. She asks Allah for forgiveness. She's crying and crying on her prayer mat. She has forgotten about everything else and is just praying to Allah for her to ease her daughter's hardships. The very next day, the daughter wakes up, and her condition's just gotten worse. And the whole day she's in pain. She goes back to sleep, and the next day after that is the day that she was actually supposed to go, start working. That was the first day of her job. But she is in such a bad condition, she's in such a bad situation that she's not able to even inform them that this is happening, this has happened to her. So um now she's getting calls from them, but she's not in the condition to answer the calls. So midday she's kind of feeling slightly better. So with the help of her dad, she writes an email to inform them that she's not able to join them on Thursday. In fact, she has a word with her father and decides that she's not going back. And they ask her for the reason, and she says, "I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like going back." So they all are happy with her decision. They trust her, and she writes an email to them saying that, "Look, I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to join. I will not be moving forward with the offer that you have given me. I truly appreciate it, but I do apologize. I will not be moving ahead." And she gets a positive response back. They say, "That's fine. Thank you so much for letting us know. Hope we wish all the best to you." So that was that was on Thursday, right? So the next day is Jummah. The next day is Friday. She wakes up and the condition is the same. But however, for these 2 days, her mom has cried to Allah every single night and begged Allah to make it easy for her. She has recited the dua continuously, and she's hopeful that Allah will provide a solution to whatever her daughter is going through. So on Friday, the very next day, she wakes up and her conditions again is the same, or in fact it's worse. Her mother is trying to convince her to take her to the hospital, to take her to the doctor, but she just does not want to listen. She does not want to go. She sat there with her mum and her dad, trying to convince her to go to the hospital, but she's just saying no, her head down. And all of a sudden she stands up and runs to the washroom, and she's gone there, and she just throws up. She throws everything up, and as soon as she's done that, she's feeling completely fine. She feels really good, and that kind of clicks to her that the food that she had eaten on Tuesday, where she had gone to give the interview to this company, so that food was not good. That is what made her sick, and as soon as she threw up, she felt fine. She felt completely fine, and even her temperature came down. So she goes to her mom and dad and says, "I'm feeling fine. I think it was the food that I ate there, and this is a clear sign that the decision I made yesterday was for the best. It's good that I wrote to them that I will not be accepting the offer." And alhamdulillah, she's feeling better now. Her parents are kind of relieved that their daughter is back to normal, and they just sat there just laughing, just smiling, just having a good time, and just thinking about memories with just talking about things, and just feeling really happy and relieved, alhamdulillah. And then her father quickly rushes to go for the Jummah prayers. Herself and her mom, they make the Jummah prayers. They do the prayers, and they sat on the prayer mat, just discussing about the miracles of Allah, and how Allah helps, provides a solution in every difficult situation. They're not even talking about her not being able to get a job, or her not. They're not even talking about that. They just sat there, just praising Allah, alhamdulillah. And so she's prayed her Jummah prayer. She's prayed her Surah Kahf. She's sitting there and just with her mom, having a really peaceful and a nice time. And all of a sudden, she receives a notification on her phone. She picks up a phone and she sees that she's received an email. And as soon as she opens the email, it is from the company that she had been offered a job in her university, who had not been giving her the joining date. So they had just sent her an email with the joining date. And she screams in happiness. She has tears, and her mom's shocked. Her mom's like, "What's happening?" And she shows the email to her mom, and her mom cries. She's sat on the prayer mat, and she just puts her head in sujood and just cries to Allah and thanks Allah for everything. And subhanallah, this is such a beautiful story. I'm literally getting goosebumps all over, honestly. Um, so yeah, I mean, she gets the email for the joining date, and they're just so happy, and alhamdulillah. And her mom says, subhanallah, truly Allah answers prayers in ways that you don't even know. And that's what Allah did. The dua they were making, Bismillah, Rabbi inni lima anzalta alayya min khairin faqir. It says, Ya Allah, I'm in need of something good, anything good that you would send down on me. And Allah does exactly that. Exactly that. So she later found out that the other batches who had already been invited, who had already received the joining date, they were not happy with the session. They were not happy with the trainers they were provided. They were not happy with the location, nothing. And what she had received was a completely different location from her from the other people who had already received their joining dates. And she was really happy, thinking that, subhanallah, I mean, I'm the only person who did not get the email, and now I've got it in a completely different location, and I've heard that this location is better than the ones that my other friends had been asked to go to. So just imagine, out of everyone else in that in her college that got through, she's the only person who received an email after about like 6 months, but received a joining date that is completely convenient. That was completely convenient for her. It was after Ramadan. That realization also came to her later. It was after Ramadan. It was in a completely beautiful location that she was extremely happy with. It was exactly when when she would be able to focus on her training. And even the location that she had been provided, the weather at that time during those months was perfect there, was pleasant. That city was known to have pleasant weather at the time that she was asked to go there for 2 months for the training. And subhanallah, she just thought to herself, thought to herself that all of the struggles that she went through, finally Allah had answered her prayers, her mom's prayers, her father's prayers. And she was just shocked. She was shocked at how Allah makes things easy, how Allah, shows his miracles. And subhanallah, and her mom, she literally looked at her mom and said, Allah has answered your prayers. Allah has answered your prayers, and I'm going to join this company and work there. Alhamdulillah, perfect timings, perfect location, everything's perfect. And subhanallah, yeah, so this is the story about a mother and daughter. It was the mother who shared the story with me, and subhanallah, absolutely amazing. This is such a beautiful story, and what we can learn from it is the fact that no matter how hard things seem right now, trust Allah. Give your best, trust Allah, and just have faith. Have faith in yourself, have faith in Allah, and never ever ever give up on your prayers. Allah always answers your dua no matter what. And another thing is, keep reciting that dua. Keep reciting Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin fakhir. Keep asking Allah for good things to happen to you. Anything good that Allah can send down upon you, keep asking Allah. Keep showing the desperation to Allah, because He's the only one that can answer your prayers. He's the only one who can change your life in a way that you can't even imagine. Subhanallah. So yeah, that is just the story, and I really, really, really enjoyed, and I really felt amazing sharing it with you all. I I hope it helps you just the way it helped me as well. And Jazakallah, again, if you have anything that you want to share, you can always message me. I will leave my Instagram handle in the description below. You can always send your inspiring stories. Remember, no story is less or more inspiring. Every story is inspiring, even the smallest of them, and you never know. By sharing your one story, you may be changing not one, not two, but millions of lives. Even if you help one person by sharing your one story, subhanallah, that still is beautiful, because that one person will share their experience with others, and just imagine the good deeds that we will receive from Allah for sharing what we have learned in His path. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening to me, and Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.